I think it's about time we had a conversation about how to get a personal loan with no income, don't you think? Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you were to ask me, if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to have a convo with you about how to get a personal loan with no income. It is possible. Don't let anybody tell you the opposite here. It is possible to qualify for a loan when you are unemployed, but you'll need a couple of things. You need solid credit, you need some other sources of income, and you need other stuff. I'll talk to you about those today. So whether you are unemployed unexpectedly or by choice, in the case of retirement, for example, lenders will consider extending a loan to you as long as you can persuade them that you can make regular payments on time. It's all about reassuring the lenders that you are able to make the payments. It's not about your whether you have a job or whether you have a 9 to 5. It's all about you have enough cash in the bank account, enough sources of income to actually cover the loan payments. So more specifically, lenders want to see three things. They want to see a trifecta, and I want you to pay attention right now, and I want you to write it down. First of all, they want to see a strong credit history. It's all about a pattern of timely payments on your credit report. How creditworthy are you? It's all about how long you've had credit. Have you been responsible with debt in the past? Have you been irresponsible? Do you have any kind of negative events on your credit report? For example, bankruptcies, foreclosures, this kind of things, this kind of adverse events can really put a blot on your ability to get a loan. The second thing, so besides strong credit history, they want to have a credit score. So I'm talking here about FICO scores from 300 to 850, right? You really want to, if you are lucky enough to be in the 750 to 850 category, that's fantastic. That's the stellar category. Then you might be having you might qualify for a good loan with interest rate that are very low and lower fees. And the third part of the trifecta is regular income. So lenders will want to know whether you'll be able to make your loan payments each month, right? So it doesn't have to be from a paycheck, but it has to be income. And the whole thing here is that if you have this trifecta, you can even have a loan if you have bad credit. Of course, if the credit score is low, but if you don't have strong credit history, you can still get if you have the regular income, you can qualify for a bad credit loan, because there are other ways to actually play the game, and we've covered that topic on other shows. So you want to check our catalog of shows to see how to get a loan if you have bad credit. So now I want to talk to you specifically about how to get a personal loan with no income. The first thing you need to do is be realistic. Yeah, I know this might sound a little cheesy, but it is very important. You need to be honest with yourself about your ability to fully repay the loan as agreed. And this is whether or not you are employed or unemployed. It doesn't matter, right? It's all about making sure the extra debts that you are adding to your balance sheet, to your personal balance sheet, can be covered. That you have enough income, you have enough cash to cover it. Because missing just one payment can do significant damage to your credit, and defaulting altogether will put a major dent on your credit history. It's all about being realistic now. So if there is any doubt, you want to consider skipping the loan or borrowing a lower amount you can comfortably repay. Okay, so you want to constantly assess your financial situation and be comfortable that the loan you're taking on, you can actually repay it. So depending on the nature and volume of your income sources, lenders may consider your unemployment reason for caution, which could cause them altogether to alter their loan offer in several ways. For example, they can lower the loan amount you are eligible for. So if you ask for, let's say you ask for 10 grand, they might give you 5 or 7. And lenders might also expect full repayment of the loan in a shorter period of time. So you probably, let's say you want to have you want a loan of $10,000 in 5 years, they'll give you 7 to be repaid in 3 years. Okay, and it's all about lenders also trying to cover their ass here. They're trying to cover their butt. Okay, it's all about risk management. And lenders might also charge higher interest rates and possible origination fees to offset the cost of pursuing payments if you ever default on the loan. Again, I want you to put yourself in lenders' shoes. They are trying to cover their turf here, right? They're trying to mitigate the risk of a default. And they might also require you to pay via automatic deductions from your bank account to reduce the chances you'll miss the payment. So those are things that you have to be aware of. That's why I really, in step number one, if you want to get a personal loan with no income, I want you to be realistic. Step number two, you can show alternate income. If you remember earlier, I was just talking to you about the fact that lenders want to see a trifecta: strong credit history, credit score, and regular income. When it comes to income, if you have no income, if you are unemployed, you basically can show alternate income. There are other income that you can show. Of course, here I'm referring to legitimate sources of income, right? Nothing illegal here. We want it to be on the right side of the law, right? So if you can provide proof of employment, your lender will want to review your financial records to verify other sources of income. So while unemployment benefits can represent a portion of your income stream, their temporary nature means that you shouldn't rely on them alone. Other forms of income lenders may accept include Social Security benefit payments, pension funds or other retirement benefit payments, disability income, alimony or child support, government annuity payments. You have regular proceeds from a trust. You have recurring interest or dividend payments, Veterans Affairs benefits, public assistance, income from your spouse or partner if they are a cosigner on the loan. It's kind of important to understand that if you see all the alternate sources of income that lenders will accept, those alternate sources of income they're what? They are permanent. They have a permanent nature, as opposed to the unemployment benefits, which may be a little, I would say, temporary. So you have to be very careful here to show permanent alternate sources of income. So in addition to proving income streams, you may be able to qualify for a loan by showing evidence that you have access to a significant supply of cash, whether that's now in a savings account for example, or later, right? It's all about, so it's either you can show sources of income or you have significant dough in the bank. If you really think about it, at the end of the day, the lenders just want to make sure that you have enough money either now or you can expect it to repay the loan. Right? So in a few situations that we've seen in our research, lenders may accept a pending employment offer or contract for freelance work, an upcoming inheritance, pending sale of real estate securities, or other investment property. The third thing you can do if you want to get a personal loan with no income is to consider a cosigner. And this is one of the great ways you can actually get a personal loan with no income very fast. You can find a cosigner other than your spouse for the loan you're seeking. And it's kind of very important, and I want to take some time here to explain the distinction here between a cosigner and a co-borrower. A lot of folks make that mistake, and it's kind of important to clarify what we're talking about here. So having someone sign a loan application with you can mean one of several different arrangements. Among this, two of the most common and easily confused are a cosigner and co-borrower. Although they sound familiar, each comes with a different level of responsibility and privilege. So let's first talk about cosigner. So a cosigner essentially vouches and acts as a guarantor for the primary borrower. So what will happen here is that in the event that the primary signer cannot make the loan repayments, the cosigner is liable for paying them and any fees associated with them. However, a cosigner does not receive any of the loan principal or statements usually, nor are they involved with the regular payments. So that's for the cosigner. What about a co-borrower? So a co-borrower is usually called also a co-applicant. And so this person is more of an equal footing with the primary borrower, and he or she has actual access to and can use the loan funds as well as has the application to make repayments. So as a result here, his or her credit history and financial profile are often more closely scrutinized by the lender. And what happens here is that the whole process may take longer. So if you are approved, the lender extends what is called a joint loan. Okay. And do you need a co-signer for a personal loan? It really depends on you. It really depends on your situation here. So, because the whole thing here is, if you remember the definition I just gave you, the point of a co-signer is to strengthen your financial profile in the eyes of a potential lender, making you look like a sounder applicant and less of a risk, right? So you might want to consider using a co-signer if you have poor or no credit, if you want to lower your interest rate, if you want a bigger loan, if you need the money fast, or if you have the option, right? Because not everyone has access to a person with a great credit score who is willing to co-sign a loan for you. So if you have someone who has a credit score above 750 and that person is trustworthy, you should use them if you need to. It's all about trying to use all the resources and people who can help you. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you were to ask me, if you are doing great, let's just continue the conversation here. Number 4. So number 1, if you want to get a personal loan with no income, number 1, be realistic. Number 2, show alternate income. Number 3, consider a cosigner. Number 4, you want to post collateral. So you can use anything that holds value as collateral for a personal loan, as long as that value matches or exceeds the loan amount and will be accepted by the lender. So common forms of collateral for a personal loan with no income includes things like cars, investments, real estates, and more. And each lender has its own collateral requirements. However, you really just need to make sure that you ask the lender before presenting whatever before posting the collateral you want to use in the loan application. For example, some lenders might only accept vehicles for collateral, and so I'm giving you a list of things that can be used for collateral here, and based on our research. So what can be used as collateral for a personal loan? You have cars, you have boats, you have RVs, you have trailers, cash in a savings account, investments, future paychecks, real estate, arts, jewelry, collectibles, example coins, and more. And few major lenders will accept car titles, real estate, or collectibles as collateral for a personal loan, because you have other types of loans for that kind of assets. For example, you have a auto title loan, for example, right? So, and most lenders only accept money in a savings or investment account. That means they are more suited for people who want to use collateral to get lower interest rate and people looking to overcome question marks in terms of credit worthiness. And what I want to say here is that exactly which forms of collateral will be accepted varies from lender to lender. So you have to speak to your lender, to your potential lender. So I'm showing you right now on the screen, just for example, just to give you an idea, a clear idea of what you have to, what's possible out there. You can see right now on the screen, we have a little recap table. So I'm showing you a lender who accept the car title, cash account, investment account, art, jewelry, and collectibles as collateral. So you have PNC, Regions Bank, Wells Fargo, TD Bank, Fifth Third Bank, Key Bank, Navy Federal Credit Union, First Tech Federal Credit Union. I mean, this is just a small sample of lenders out there who accept some kind of assets as collateral in a typical loan transaction. Number 5, one thing you need to do also is to know where to get a no income personal loan. So what I'm trying to say here is, if you're looking for a personal loan with no income, not every lender offers that kind of loan. So you really have to be strategic in terms of lenders you are targeting. A personal loan which doesn't require you to secure it with property such as real estate or car is the type of loan best suited for getting ready cash quickly, right? So personal loans are available from many lenders. That's one thing you need to know. And a great place to start looking for any loan, unemployed or not, is the financial institution where you have your checking account. In other words, why are you trying to see if the grass is greener on the neighbor's turf? Start with the bank where you have your you have a checking account. Or if you are a member of a credit union, you want to start there because they have a closer relationship with you. They have a transactional history of your account. They know what kind of financial profile you have. So you better start there first. Okay, so even in a world of automated decision making, an established relationship can still work in your favor. So if your preferred institution is the bank, you want to consider applying for a loan at at a local credit union as well. Credit unions often have competitive rates and may have also lower credit score requirements than banks. If they extend a loan offer you want to take, you'll have to become a credit union member before the loan is processed. And membership usually requires an open account with at least a few dollars in it. If you really think about it, it's really a small price for a good deal on a loan. And online financial institutions, including peer-to-peer lending sites, also such as Lendio or Street Shares, they typically provide quick lending decisions, and it's easy to use them to submit multiple applications at once. So Lendio is kind of cool. Also, Lending Club is good. Street Shares is more for business loans. So if you're looking for a personal loan, I would not advise you to go to Street Shares. So consider a Lending Club, Lendio, and so on and so forth. And you need to pick the right lender for you. That's very important. And I actually have two examples here. We have a Lightstream. And Lightstream is kind of cool for a variety of use. So whether you have to cover a medical expense or consolidate your debt, Lightstream likely has a loan for it. So the company also allows you to apply with a joint applicant. So the pros here, you have a high maximum loan amount, fast funding, no fees in most states, and the cons, no pre-qualification available and higher minimum loan amount than some competitors. So you're getting here with the Lightstream, a personal loan with no income from $5,000 to $100,000, the APR $299 to $19.99. The fees, there are no application fees, and they want you to have a credit score of between 600 and 670, and the repayment terms 24 to 144 months, and the time to receive the funds as soon as the next business day. So that's for Livestream. And you also have Lending Club, another player out there that you might want to consider. And this is best for alternative financing. And Lending Club, as I was saying earlier, is a peer-to-peer lending group that lets investors put their money towards helping others. And the pros, you have low minimum loan amounts, flexible due dates, no prepayment penalty, and the cons, origination fees of 3% to 6%. And they have a slow funding process from over 4 to 10 days and limited repayment of terms. And the maximum loan amounts, $1,000 to $40,000, maximum maximum rather. The APR ranges from 8% to 36%, and you need to have a minimum credit score of 600 or 630. And the repayment terms, 36 to 60 months. I want to speak to you also about three other players, three other lenders you might want to consider. So you have here, we have Aligned Credit Union. And if you're looking for a personal loan with no income, this is best for hardship loans. And we love the fact that Aligned Credit Union has no origination fees and prepayment penalties, protection program available in case of hardship, and fast funding time. Is that pretty good? And the cons, the credit union membership required to check rates or apply, longer repayment terms, in other words, a higher starting APR, and the maximum and minimum amount to borrow, 50,000, so minimum and maximum rather, you have 1,000 to 50,000, APR range 624 to 1024. See, that's pretty cool, right? And they even have 0.4 auto pay discount, and there are no origination fee and fees or prepayment penalties. And in terms of credit score, they want you to have anywhere from 600 to 670, and the repayment terms vary from 12, 24, 48 to 60 months. And we also have the First Tech Credit Union, another great credit union we have found in our research. And this is best minimum loan amount. And the pros here, you have a quick application and funding process. They offer one of the lowest minimum loan amounts, and they have a variety of term lengths. And you need to be a member, of course, that's the cons. You need to be a member of a credit union, and they have longer minimum term loan than they have a longer minimum term length rather than other lenders. So you can borrow from 500 to 50,000. The APR ranges from 6 to 18%, and you got to have a minimum credit score of 580. You can see that's pretty cool, right? And the third, and Navy Federal is another great credit union that we love a lot. And the pros here: small loan amounts available, and higher applicants with lower credit score may qualify based on other creditworthiness attributes or their good standing within the credit union. And the cons: you need to be a member of the credit union, and no pre-qualification available, and longer term length. So, and they have also a higher starting APR, and the APR ranges from 7% to 18%, and you can borrow anywhere from $250 to $50,000, and minimum credit score 580. So the list I just gave you is just a short sample. There are, of course, gazillions of lenders out there if you're looking for a personal loan with no income. But I just wanted to give you an idea of what's possible out there. And if you do so, and we have covered the best lenders in each category, in each credit category on our show. So please go ahead and check those videos. One thing I want to say, and I want to give you a pro tip here. What if you don't qualify for a loan? Well, listen, there are options. If you don't qualify for a traditional loan but really need some work in cash, the following alternative could help you get money to help you with your financial needs. So you can, for example, reapply with a cosigner, right? Think about it. Enlisting a friend or a family member with good credit or regular employment could help you qualify for a loan. But if you fail to make your loan payments, you could damage the cosigner's credit and cause them to be responsible for paying off the loan. Also, you might want to think about HELOC. That's a great option too, right? Home equity line of credit, and that's if you are a homeowner. And if you are a homeowner and you have been making mortgage payments long enough to have significant equity in your home, you may qualify for a line of credit that lets you borrow against it. You can also try a car title loan. So if you own your car outright, in other words, you don't owe any payments on it, you can use it as a collateral on a loan. Okay, but remember though, again, there is a risk here. If you ever miss a payment on a car title loan, the lender can seize your car. You can also try cash advance. The cash advance on credit cards, this is not really my preferred option because it's pretty expensive. But hey, listen, if you really need to have some cash, I'll also go ahead and have it. So many credit cards let you make cash advances at ATMs, usually at an interest rate considerably higher than the one that applies to regular purchases. So that's something you might want to try too. And another, if you're trying to be creative, another area where you can get some loan is at a pawn shop. So selling items of value through an online marketplace can be a way to raise cash quickly, but if that doesn't work, pawning or selling items of value at a pawn shop is another option. And again, we get it. We fully get it. Sudden unemployment can be a source of stress, and a personal loan can help cover expenses so you can focus on job hunting, and that's what you want to do. So you have all the options there. Okay, so think about reapplying with a cosigner. Think about HELOC if you can have that. And one thing you want to understand is that a HELOC works like a credit card, because it allows you to borrow against a set limit, a portion of your equity, and enables a repayment with interest and monthly payments or variable amounts. Now, the risk here also is that if you default on a HELOC, you can lose your home. All right, folks, this was it for today's conversation. I really appreciate having you around. How to get a personal loan with no income. Number 1, be realistic. Number 2, you want to show alternate income. Number 3, consider a cosigner. Number 4, you want to post collateral. Number 5, you want to know where to get a no-income personal loan. Number 6, you want to pick the right lender for you. And I'll give you a few pro tips in terms of if you don't qualify for a loan, you want to reapply with a cosigner. You want to try a HELOC. You want to try a car title loan. You want to try a cash advance from your credit card, and you want to try a pawn shop. Thank you so much for your attention. I will see you next time, but until then, stay marvelous.